and welcome to this quick tutorial on how can you create buttons and actually use it to control your presentation Captivate. So what I'm going to do is just show what this presentations look like from our point of view. If I'm just going to be presenting here the project so we can see what it looks like. So what is going to happen as I press play, you're going to see that it's just going to be moving along, in the slides here, and then you can just see the setup, the slides that I have already pre-made here, so you know what it looks like. Now we're going to actually use buttons to make sure that we control that we allow that control for our users in Captivate. So how do you do that? You're going to have to come here to the top menu where it says interactions, and we're going to click button, and we can go ahead and change the name of that button. We need to make sure that we go to properties. If not, select properties. Again, if it is unchecked, check properties here. And where it says caption for the button, we're gonna go ahead and change that to start. So we know that this is our start button. Right here, you can change a lot of the settings. If we wanted to change the color of our button, the style, this is where you would actually make those changes. So please be aware that you can use this area here to play around and see what it looks like and it fits your needs. I also want to make sure, especially when you are creating buttons, just so you know, the state view, if you click here, this is what your button is going to look like, the different state. Once it's normal, once it's rollover, once the user just roll over to the button, and down when the user presses. So just so you know, if you have a button that you have created or that you have acquired, just so you know that it's always good to just check the state just to see what it look like and what is going to happen on each state. And I'm just going to go ahead, and once you're done with that, and if you need to make any changes, you can make it here, but I'm done, and I'm just going to exit here from that state. Okay, so I have my button right there. I have created my button right here. What is it I'm going to do? I'm going to select my button, and then I'm going to move from style to actions here on that properties panel. So in actions, this is what I'm going to go ahead and change here. I wanted to go to the next slide. Although I could go, and if there were other things that I wanted to do, I can go ahead and return to a quiz if there was a quiz, or the last slide visit, jump to a specific slide, open a URL. So there are a bunch of things that you can actually do here. So just keep in mind that what is it that you want the users to see, or what you want it to happen once the user clicks the button that you have created. So for us, we wanted to go to the next slide, and once we come to the next slide right here, let's go ahead and create another button, interactions and button, and I'm gonna go ahead and put one right here, and then create another button here as well. So they would act as this would be my, and let me go ahead and go to style. I'm gonna pretend this is my back button, and this is gonna be my forward button, right? So we have that set it up there, and for this one, our actions is that this is gonna go to the next slide. That's correct. But for example, our back button, we wanted to actually go to the last slide visit. So let's just go ahead and see what this is going to look like now once I have created this. So I'm just going to go, and then you could continue to do this for the other slides, but I just wanted to make sure that we have at least the basis cover here, and so you would know what it looks like. So I click my play button right here, and then I click start. So it takes me to this module right here. If I click forward, it will take me to this next slide. I don't have a button to bring me back. So let me go ahead and come back to this module right here, and I'm going to click back, and it's going to take me to the intro slide. One of the things that I just wanted to point out to you is you probably are, maybe you're not seeing from here, but as we go to each slide, they play a little bit, especially this one right here. Let's go back to the other slide. You can see that it plays a little bit. So where does that coming from? So let me go ahead and go back to our Captivate. So this timing right here, so these are, when you go to the timeline, you can see that you have your buttons for each one of the timelines right here that I have created. We can see that button right there. So what will happen is Captivate will play this until it pauses right here. So for right now, we don't have any animation, we don't have anything happening on the screen that will need it to play for the user. But if you had an animation, if you had any kind of like a neat thing happening at this point and your button is stopping right here and your animation is probably like 5 seconds, you would have to actually extend this area right here until like it's 5 seconds, and you would have to extend this pause button right here at exactly timing right here. Let's say it will be 5 here, and you can do this either through here in terms of the timing, but you can also come here and check the timing too. You can see here that it's gonna pause after 5.5 seconds, you know, and the total time is 6 seconds. So just keep in mind that that's what it is. And let me just play a preview here so you can see. I hope that you can see here in the bottom the actual slide playing and how long it's going to stay on the screen. So once I play, I make sure that okay, so I have here my menu so you can see. I'm going to go ahead, press play. You can see here that it's taking a long time now to be there. Even my my intro text here, which I do not drag to be the specific time, has gone, right? So this is what you would do, you know, if you had a specific information and animation that you wanted to happen when this in the screen, and you want to make sure that it's playing before the user actually have to check the buttons. So that's it. I hope this information was helpful to you, and I hope that you can start using those the buttons in Captivate to create some interactive animations or interactive activities for your students. Thank you so much for watching.